Tristan Tzara was born Samuel Rosenstock on April 16th, 1896, in Moinești, Romania. He was born to Romanian Jewish parents, and at this time in the Romanian kingdom, Jews were still not emancipated. Now, this is not exactly emancipation as we know it in the United States with the Emancipation Proclamation, because Romanian Jews and European Jews in general were not subjected to the chattel slavery specific to the United States, but there was still plenty of discrimination. Jews were ghettoized, Jews were forced to wear distinguishing clothing so they might be identified, and Jews were expected to register on special lists. In the eyes of the Romanian kingdom, they were not citizens. And Tzara himself would not be eligible to be a Romanian citizen until 1918. While Tzara faced this discrimination in his youth and was not allowed the rights of full citizenship, he also lived in relative financial comfort. His father and grandfather were successful in the forestry business, which allowed Tzara a bit of artistic freedom. In 1912, when Tzara was just 16 years old, he and some friends founded the very short-lived Romanian symbolist art magazine, Symbolism. It is very likely that Tzara helped bankroll this magazine, and the team would often escape to his family's vacation property to work on their magazine. Romanian Symbolism. Romanian Symbolism was born out of the specifics of living in Romania at the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th century. These specifics include a 1907 peasants' revolt. However, the Romanian symbolists were heavily inspired by the French symbolism we saw in Ubu Roi. The Symbolist Manifesto, written in 1886 by Jean Mauriac, effectively called for a war against objective description and representation, aka realism. According to Mauriac, quote, "Art would not know how to search into the objective." Mauriac wrote about primordial ideas, ideas that are at their earliest stage of development, that are base, that are unrefined. In symbolism, artists are to express their ideas via analogy and allegory, and to use concrete items of the world to reference these ideas, these analogies and allegories. We can see this in Ubu Roi. Look at Papa Ubu and his dumpy egg costume that constricts the actor. You got the image of the egg that's doing a completely different artistic sort of thing. You look at the plays Macbeth, at Hamlet, and Lear, and these humanized monarchs, whereas Ubu Roi, which parodies these Shakespeare plays, evokes an abstract and grotesque vision of these same entities. So that's a little idea of symbolism as an art movement, or a reminder of symbolism as an art movement. Those concepts were echoed in the Romanian symbolism on display in Tzara's magazine, Symbolo. At this point, Tzara, born Samuel Rosenstock, was writing under the pseudonym S. Samiro, and Symbolo represented the more radical, avant-garde branch of Romanian symbolism. Very playful, very anti-war, anti-nationalistic, and anti-establishments. The other side of this, the more conservative branch of Romanian symbolism would then, after this movement in the early 20th century, would then advance more toward neoclassicism. And so anyway, so remember at this point, Tzara was an unemancipated Romanian Jew. So his adherence to the state was pretty low, so he might be compelled towards something that was anti-nationalistic, anti-establishment. The 1910s were a decade of war as well. Tzara left Romania before the country entered World War I in 1916, but was around for the First Balkan War, which affected that area of Europe, and the Second Balkan War, which directly involved Romania. So these attitudes were present as well. Symbolist performance was against dominant modes of realism, and looking for meaning beneath the text. And it was also very francophilic, as Morius' manifesto explicitly wanted. Now, Tzara's early poems were considered very expressionistic, but also immature from a literary standpoint. Romanian critic Paul Cernot called Tzara's work naively musical, and Tzara himself later in his life requested that these poems not be republished.